Wow, the time really has flown by, hasn't it? It's just 1 week until you quit the company, and then the very next day you're getting married. You must be super excited. I sure am. The best part is that I have 5 days of paid time off left that I didn't use, so tomorrow's my real last day, and I'll get paid for doing nothing all next week. I'm really going to miss working with you, Mia. Your bright and chipper attitude made working here way more fun. We'll say our proper goodbyes tomorrow, though. Actually, about that, sorry, Clara, but I'm not going to be able to say goodbye to you tomorrow. Oh no, what's going on? Are you feeling sick or something? No, I've never felt better. I'm not going to see you tomorrow because I'm quitting the company today. Whoa, really? You're quitting today? Yeah, and I am super duper sorry I won't get to work with you on your last day, but, sometimes life happens. Yeah, for sure. But I have to say I'm a bit surprised that you would resign on such short notice. What did the manager say when you told him? He was really surprised. I bet he was. But it's not like he can be like, "Nah, I'm not letting you quit." So yeah, he didn't seem too happy about it, but he accepted my resignation in the end. Wow. Well, can I ask you why you decided to do this? Like I said, you don't seem the type to just quit on a whim. Is everything okay? I already told you, Clara, I've never been better. The reason I'm quitting is, drumroll please, I'm getting married. Wow, oh, that's even more shocking than finding out you quit today. Well, congratulations, I'm really happy for you. I wasn't aware that you were seeing anyone. Actually, wait, didn't you tell me just a few weeks ago that you were single and not looking for a relationship right now? I did, yeah, but that was a lie. It was? I don't really feel like airing out all my personal business at work, I just tell people that because it gets them off my back about personal stuff. But anyway, I've been seeing a super nice guy for about 6 months now. I guess that's fair enough. Well, now that the cat's out of the bag, tell me about him. What's his name? What's he like? Where to start? He's about 6 feet tall, he owns his own house, he has a pretty good income, and he's your fiancé, Ken. Wait, what? Yeah, I was surprised when he proposed to me, too. Like, he was already engaged to you, and then he all of a sudden gets down on one knee and pops the question to me? I couldn't believe it. Well, actually, I can. That just shows how much I mean to him. He said he wants to ditch you and marry me instead. Hold on, back up just a second, Mia. This is an awful lot to take in. This isn't some kind of a prank, is it? You've really been seeing my fiancé for 6 months, and he proposed to you? This is hilarious. You're always so calm, cool, and collected on the job, so seeing you in a massive panic like this is the funniest thing ever. Yes, Clara, it's all true. I, your dear, sweet little colleague, have stolen your precious fiancé from you. No way. So yeah, I'd say you're gonna want to change your plans about quitting your job next week. Oh, don't worry though. I went ahead and told the manager that you won't be quitting after all. I just saved you from a super awkward conversation. I also took the liberty of unpacking all the things from your desk that you put in that box in your locker. Aren't I generous? No, this can't be happening. Oh, but it is happening, sweetie. I so wish I could be there to see the look on your face when you have to tell all the losers in the office that your fiancé dumped you. Have someone take a picture for me, will you? One more thing, I had a lot of work that was due by the end of this week. But since I'm quitting, you'll have to be the one to take care of it all. You can't dump your work on me like that. Sure I can. You're the one who assigned all that paperwork to me in the first place. I have been so busy lately that I just haven't been able to make any progress on it at all. Sorry about that. Are you kidding? I asked you to do that stuff a month ago. What have you been doing all this time? Hanging out with Ken. Would you like me to be more specific than that? No, it's more than enough information already. I'll bet you were so excited to finally get married at your age. Huh? There's absolutely no reason an old, ugly woman like you should be getting married before a young and beautiful woman like me. You deserved to have Ken stolen from you. Is that really what this is about? You just slept with my fiancé because you were jealous of me? I'll bet you don't even really like him. First, I have never been jealous of you. I'm younger than you, hotter than you, and smarter than you. How else would I have gotten with Ken so easily? Second, I actually do like him. He has money, a promising career, and he's not a bad-looking guy either. You don't deserve a guy like him, but I do.
Well, isn't this a blast from the past? I never expected to see your face again, much less in a place like this. I figured that me kicking you to the curb would have been the thing that sent your life into a downward spiral, but it looks like you're not doing too bad after all.
Ken? It's been a year since we last spoke. Why do you even have my number? And also, what are you talking about? Where are you right now?
I'm at the same church that you are. I saw you walking into the building as I was pulling into the parking lot. Looks like we both got invited to the same wedding. What a coincidence, huh?
Wait, you were invited too?
I guess you're a guest of the bride then? That's crazy to think my frumpy ex-fiancé was friends with the wife of my company's CEO. It's a small world, isn't it?
Wait a minute. Are you telling me you work for the groom's company?
That's right, Travis is my boss. It wasn't his company originally, though. My company actually merged with his company a while back.
Really? I never heard anything about that.
And why would a nobody like you be privy to such important business matters? Anyway, like I was saying, Travis was really good friends with the former president of my company. Our companies did so much business together that when our president was set to retire, he suggested the two companies merge and form one industrial giant. It took a while to make it through all the red tape, but the government finally approved the merger about a year ago. Travis really is a great guy. He allowed all the employees from our company to keep doing exactly the same thing for the same salary.
About a year ago? Huh, that's right around the time we broke up. Well, seeing as though it wasn't really my choice, it would be more accurate to say that you broke up with me. But that doesn't answer the question of why you're here. You're just some random mid-level employee. Why would you get an invite to the CEO's wedding?
Isn't it obvious? It's because I'm not just some random mid-level employee. I'm an exceptional mid-level employee. Travis saw my potential even back before we merged, and he's putting me on the fast track to career advancement.
Seriously?
Have you forgotten how awesome I am in the year since I dumped you? Or are you just pretending to have forgotten? I was putting up the best numbers in my company by a long shot. Our customers love me, our suppliers love me, the janitorial staff loves me, everybody loves me.
Everybody?
Okay, everybody except you, but unlike you, Travis has eyes for talent, and he knew that I was the one he wanted to lead the team after the merger. And he doesn't just respect me as a colleague, he actually likes me as a person. We go out for lunch together all the time.
I cannot believe this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Again, why are you talking like you're in a position to know about Travis's business matters? You're just in the same book club as the bride or something. I've worked more than hard enough to earn a seat at this wedding. He even wants me to sit in the front row behind where his parents are sitting during the ceremony.
Wow, okay, that's something. I had no idea that you and Travis knew each other, much less that you were actually this friendly.
I can't take all the credit, though. Mia is the one who gave me the push I needed to really get my career in gear. Ever since we got married, my numbers have been going up and up and up. I guess it's true what they say, that behind every great man is a great woman. I'm so glad I decided to kick you to the curb and marry Mia instead. If I had actually gone through with marrying you, who knows what kind of hellscape I'd be living in right now.
Well, I'm very happy to hear your personal and professional life are going so well, Ken. I have to admit, I figured that you and Mia would break up within a few months after you dumped me. No honor amongst thieves, as the saying goes. If you're willing to cheat once, chances are you'll be willing to do it again. So really, hearing that you're still apparently happily married is a pretty big shock to me.
Uh-oh, is that jealousy I detect? That's right, Clara. Mia and I are still just as madly in love as we've ever been. You might not want to look over at where we're sitting during the ceremony. We're pretty big into PDAs, if you know what I mean. I'm sure that's not something you want to see.
Oh no, please tell me you're joking. Mia was invited today too?
Yep, and it's not just because we were allowed to bring a +1 along either. Travis specifically told us that he wanted us both to come to the wedding. He likes Mia just as much as he likes me.
This is way too much for me to take in, and on today of all days. Now you're telling me that Travis is friendly with both of you?
Seriously, Clara, why do you even care? It's not like you're the one marrying Travis. But yeah, if you must know, there was a 1-year anniversary party for our company's merger a few weeks back. All the employees and their families were invited, they had it catered, there was live music playing, it was a pretty big party. When I introduced Mia to Travis, he took a liking to her right away. He even said that he wanted to introduce Mia to his wife. He thought the two of them would get along great.
What? Travis thinks his wife would want to be friends with a home-wrecking harpy like her?
Apparently, his wife is something of a homebody. She has just a few close friends, and other than them, she doesn't talk to all that many people. Plus, ever since she quit her last job, he says she doesn't really go out much at all. I guess she had a really hard time with one of her old coworkers.
That would be the understatement of the century.
He thinks that being friends with a peppy, chipper girl like Mia would be just the thing to help her break out of her shell a bit.
Yeah, that sounds like something Travis would say.
Oh, you mean you've met him? Did he come to your book club or whatever, too?
Well, we're acquainted at any rate.
Unfortunately for him. Can you imagine how awesome it would be if Mia actually became good friends with his wife? I'm already on my way up as it is. I'll get a seat on the board of directors by the time I'm 40. Mia really is the perfect wife. Not only is she super supportive of me, she's even willing to befriend a loser loner to help me advance my career.
Are you sure you want to be insulting Travis's bride on the day of their wedding?
Hey, I'm not the one who has to be your friend. Mia is.
You seem rather confident that Travis's wife is going to like Mia. Have you taken a moment to think about what the consequences would be if she ended up hating Mia? You could kiss your seat on the board of directors goodbye if that were the case.
Are you kidding me? Who in the entire world could possibly hate a woman as sweet and charming as Mia? Except you! Nah, I'm positive it's gonna go great. Mia's gonna become such good friends with her that she's gonna stop coming to your book club. Oh, I get it. That's why you've been acting so weird. You're afraid that Mia's gonna steal your friend from you. She already stole your fiancé, and now she's gonna steal your friend, too. Well, I'll leave you alone now. Enjoy the wedding today, Clara. This is the closest you're ever gonna get to having a wedding of your own.
Hey there, Clara. It's been way too long, hasn't it? I couldn't believe it when Ken told me you were here. I hadn't seen any ugly, miserable old women yet today, so I had no idea you were even in the building. Don't feel bad. For what it's worth, I had no idea that you were here either, or even coming for that matter. Wow, though this is the last place I ever thought I'd see you again. We have a lot to catch up on. I want to hear all the details of the day after I quit. When you had to go back and tell everyone your marriage was called off, were you crying? Sorry, Mia, but I really don't feel like talking about that with you right now. This is a wedding, remember? I have way more important things to be thinking about right now than my history with you and Ken. So please, let's be civil and put as much distance between us as possible. I'd almost prefer that we just pretend we never met each other, as difficult as that may be. I agree completely. Today is going to be my best and maybe only chance to become friends with Travis's wife. So I need to be laser focused, and you're nothing but a distraction. I think it's best that you leave. Excuse me? Hey, you said it yourself. We should put as much distance between each other as possible, right? Well, the best way to do that is for you to get the hell out of here. Take a taxi to the airport and get the first ticket available to whatever country is the farthest away from where we are. If I start thinking about how easy it was to steal your boyfriend from you during the ceremony, I might start cracking up in the pews. Just who do you think you are, anyway? You are nothing but a glorified +1 thanks to Ken being friends with Travis for God knows what reason. Where do you get off telling me to leave? What makes you think you have the right to be here in the first place? I have my reasons. You first, though. You tell me why I don't have the right to be here. Ken says that the only reason you're here is because you happen to be in the same book club as Travis's wife. Well, whatever loose connection you once had with her will soon be a thing of the past. Starting today, I am going to be the best friend she could ever ask for. You couldn't even keep your boyfriend away from me, Clara. You don't think your connection to her is stronger than the one you had with Ken, do you? Not to mention, this isn't the type of place where people like you belong anyway. You're gonna have to help me on that one. What do you mean, people like me? This is the wedding for a powerful businessman and his trophy wife. The only people who should be attending are other wealthy, powerful, influential, and beautiful people. And what are you? You're just an ugly old woman who missed her only shot at love. I wouldn't say that. Huh? Wouldn't say what? That I missed my only shot at love? Clearly I had a second shot. Considering this is my wedding. What? So yeah, I'm struggling to understand why you would tell a bride to leave her own wedding. Did you think Travis was just gonna go to the altar and say his vows by himself? Okay, for real now, Clara, have you been drinking today? Do you really expect me to believe that you, one of the ugliest, least marriageable women I know, is marrying Travis, one of the most eligible bachelors in the country? Either you're drunk or you're just telling one of the most ridiculous lies I have ever heard. I've never been much of a drinker, and I'm not lying. I'm the one who's getting married to Travis today. He and I went to the same school all the way from elementary school to high school, and we used to hang out in the same circle of friends. We ran into each other a while back, and he invited me to dinner so we could catch up. He then invited me out again a few weeks later, and before I knew it, he was down on one knee. Yeah, right. As if I'd believe that. It's your choice to believe me or not. It really doesn't matter. You'll find out the truth in just a few minutes regardless. So you can just go and sit in the seats you and Ken were assigned and wait for the ceremony to start. Clara, what is going on? You were telling the truth about marrying Travis? That's insane. I still don't believe it. Really? You mean me walking down the aisle in a white dress and saying my vows with Travis wasn't enough to convince you I'm telling the truth? Like I said, it doesn't matter if you believe me or not. I know that Travis loves me. Anyway, thanks for coming to our wedding today. What did you think of the food at the reception? I was so shocked from the ceremony that I couldn't eat a single bite. I mean, it was you, but it couldn't be you. But it was. I can't even think straight right now. Like you and Travis were sitting next to each other at the head table and you were constantly smiling at each other and all. I felt like I was having an aneurysm the whole time. Yeah, you definitely had a glazed look in your eyes when Travis and I came over to your table together. I'll bet you don't even remember the conversation we had, so let me remind you, I don't need or want your friendship. I am more than happy with the friends I have. I felt bad disappointing Travis because he apparently thought we would get along really well. But after all that's happened between us, I don't think that there is any way we could possibly be friends. So make sure you treat me accordingly should we ever happen to run into each other again. You are not my friend. You are not my coworker. You are nothing to me. All you are is the wife of one of my husband's employees. What is up with you? You think you're some hot item just because you got married to a rich and powerful businessman? You had no right to do what you did. Huh? What do you mean? Travis didn't have any idea about what happened between us last year, and he didn't need to know either. But you went ahead and spilled the beans to him. Oh, so you were conscious back then. Could have fooled me. I don't see what's so wrong about telling him the truth. I'd say he definitely deserved to know that you slept with Ken while we were engaged and broke up our relationship. He was trying to invite you over for tea. I can't just tell him no without giving an explanation as to why.
Sure you can.
You might be fine with underhanded dishonesty towards people close to you, but I am not. After you stole Ken from me, I was crushed. I suppose that goes without saying, though. 2 people who I trusted betrayed me in the worst way possible. It was really traumatic for me. For a long time, I had a hard time trusting anyone. Even just talking to people became stressful. And Travis is the one who picked me up when I was at my lowest and gave me the courage I needed to get back on my feet. So yes, he has every right to know that the people who he trusts are actually nothing but a couple of dirty, rotten liars and cheaters.
But you knew that Ken works for Travis now, didn't you? Aren't you concerned about what's going to happen to Ken's career now? What if he gets transferred or demoted because of what you did? You could have just said no thank you to having us over for tea, or maybe another time or something, but you told him everything.
I could have, yes, but I didn't want to. I wanted to tell him everything.
But why would you do that?
Seriously, why wouldn't I? Really, what possible reason could I have to lie to my husband in order to protect the 2 of you? If you didn't want people to know what you did, maybe you shouldn't have done it in the first place. You slept with a man who was engaged to your coworker. You knew what the risks were when you did that.
But I didn't think anyone would find out, especially not like this.
Yeah, and I never thought that my fiancé would cheat on me. Looks like we were both wrong. Anyway, have a nice life, Mia. I'm done with you.
I can't believe you got married to Travis. This must be a dream or a nightmare. Tell me it's not real.
Sorry, not sorry, Ken. It's real. You must have been confused when you saw me wearing normal clothes going into the chapel earlier. Truth is, I kinda overslept today. I had to rush down there without getting changed or even putting on makeup.
And then at the reception you actually told him about me and Mia? Why would you do that? I'll never forget the look on Travis's face when he found out about us. He was just staring at me. It was terrifying.
Yeah, I can explain that. He knew that my previous boyfriend cheated on me and that it caused me a lot of emotional damage. After all, he's the one who helped me work through all that trauma. He always told me that if he ever met the guy who had hurt me so badly, he'd punch him right in the face. So it was a pretty massive shock for him to find out that the guy he needs to punch was none other than his own trusted subordinate.
Oh no, I'm done for. I'm gonna get fired for sure. I thought I was on the fast track to success, but now I'm on the fast track to the unemployment office.
Nah, I don't think you need to worry about him treating you unfairly because of this. Travis is a consummate professional. He never mixes personal matters with business matters. So as long as your performance stays at its current level, then I'd say your career trajectory won't change much at all.
Hi, Clara. I just wanted to apologize for everything. It was really, really wrong of me to sleep with Ken while you 2 were together. But hey, everything worked out all right in the end, didn't it? You met a great guy, got married, and now you're living happily ever after. So can we let bygones be bygones and try to get along from now on, please?
My oh my, this is quite a change in attitude from you, Mia. Just a few weeks ago, you were calling me an ugly, unmarriageable woman, but now you're on your knees begging for forgiveness? It's not gonna work, Mia. I have no interest in being friends with you, and I never will. Give it up.
Oh, come on now. Don't let yourself be trapped in the past like this. I heard that you and the other executives' wives are all really friendly with each other. I was wondering if maybe you could introduce me to them, too.
Really, Mia? Really?
Travis told us that you haven't been going out much ever since you broke up with Ken. But now I find that you actually meet with other wives practically every other week.
You weren't the only person Travis asked to be my friend. He also set me up with the wives of his colleagues. Unlike you, they're all really nice people who I actually enjoy being around. So we all meet at our house and have tea every once in a while.
I want to have tea with you guys too. Can I come? I miss working with you, Clara. I'd love a chance to catch up.
You can knock off the act, Mia. You're just a social climber and not even a good one. I learned something very important from you and Ken. I need to be a lot more careful about who I spend my time with. So thanks for that, Mia. I really appreciate it. But no, you're not invited.
Just once, okay? Just let me come to one of your parties. then I'm sure you'll see how much I've changed. It's like I said at the wedding, Mia, let's put as much distance between each other as possible. So why don't you and Ken head over to the airport and buy the first tickets available to the opposite side of the globe? If you'd like, I'll even pay for you to fly first class. After I turned her down, Mia started going around to all the other executives' wives and begging them for attention. When they all turned her down, she started trying to make friends with the middle managers' wives. And guess what? None of them wanted anything to do with her either. As for Ken, I told him his career would be safe if he kept up his performance. But he couldn't do it. He's been making mistake after mistake ever since our wedding, including some that caused serious financial damage to the company. So a few weeks ago, the company finally decided that it had no choice but to terminate him. He tried suing for wrongful dismissal, claiming that he was only fired because of his history with me. But the company had more than enough hard evidence regarding his poor performance to have it dismissed.
Hey there, Kayla. Look, this is kind of hard for me to say, so I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I would appreciate it if you didn't come to the wedding tomorrow. And let me clarify what I mean by that. You are not allowed to come to the wedding. In other words, do not come. That is a direct order from me, the bride. I don't understand, Sandra. Why are you banning me from my own brother's wedding? Because it's my wedding, not his. The bride is the star of the show, right? That means what I say goes, and I say you're not allowed. Okay, can you at least give me an explanation as to why, though? If you must know, it's because we're going to have a very special guest at the wedding tomorrow. You probably wouldn't even know who they were if I told you, but suffice to say, they're a really big deal. They're one of the most popular K-pop groups on the scene right now. Uh-huh. Well, that certainly is impressive, but I'm not getting the connection. What does that have to do with you banning me from the wedding? Connect the dots for me, Sandra. I just knew it would go this way. You welfare queens are all the same. If you had any real skills to provide to society, then you'd be putting them to use. But no, you're completely useless, so you just live your whole life on the taxpayer's dollar. Welfare queen? It's not like I want to ban you from my wedding, seeing as you're my fiancé's sister and all, but I don't think I could handle the embarrassment of having someone like you being at my wedding, especially not with such a world-famous band coming. Tickets for their concerts cost more than you make in a month. Maybe if you actually had a respectable career, I'd let you come, but the way things stand, you don't deserve to be in such elite company. Hold on, Sandra, why are you calling me a welfare queen? Because you are? I'm not getting any welfare. I probably pay more net taxes than most people in this country. Kayla, do you really think I'm that stupid? I know you quit your job. Tim told me. Looks like Tim didn't give you the whole story, though. Yes, you're right. I did quit my old job at the company I was working for. But the reason I did that was because I wanted to go into business for myself. I'm doing freelance work right now, and I'm doing quite well for myself, thank you very much. So I'm not any sort of welfare queen. Freelance work? Are you joking? Is that what you call it? Well, that's what it's called, so... I'll bet you think you're such hot stuff. I don't need this job. I'm gonna work for myself. You sound like a teenager running away from home. Sure, some people can be successful working for themselves, but you? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I don't know what you want me to tell you, Sandra. I had a business plan that I'd been working on for quite some time. All the pieces finally fell into place, so I took the leap and quit my job. And like I said, it's going pretty well. I'm proof positive that people don't need to work for someone else to make a living. You're absolutely right, Kayla. You don't need to work. The government is more than willing to provide you with whatever you need. Again, I told you I'm not getting any welfare from the government. No charity, nothing. Do I need to show you my tax forms to get you to believe me? I doubt you even know how to file your taxes. I'm sure you've got your big dreams of being successful running your own business, but seriously, 99% of people who do what you do fail because you just don't have what it takes. And I have no reason at all to think you're any different. So you can sell your story to your other freelance buddies while you're waiting in line at the soup kitchen. I'm not buying.
Seriously, Sandra, what is up with you? I'm trying to explain to you that you're under a major misunderstanding, but all you're doing is insulting me. I'm just telling it like it is. If you think the simple truth about what you do is an insult, that's pretty revealing, I'd say. Don't like it? Try actually standing on your own 2 feet for a change. Oh, wait, you can't. You couldn't even make it working for a company like a normal person. You're never gonna be able to make it on your own. Don't worry, though. This country's taxpayers will be forced to pay for your lazy lifestyle in any case. I have never met anyone like you before, Sandra. You have this insane narrative for yourself that the only way to make a respectable living is to have a dead-end 9-to-5 job. Which is bizarre because almost all the wealthiest people on the planet right now built their own companies from the ground up. And again, while I may not be making Elon Musk kinds of money, I am making more than enough to support myself. Oh, would you just give it up already? No one believes you, Kayla. This is just because you're jealous of your brother, isn't it? Unlike you, Tim is actually an elite businessman working for a respectable company. He's working his way up the corporate ladder 1 step at a time. You know, how normal people get ahead in life. He's not dumb enough to waste his time, money, and skills by trying to work for himself. Why are you so obsessed with corporations? And even if you did think that the path Tim took to success is the best one, why would you be so bitter and resentful towards me because I chose another path? I'm not bitter or resentful, really. I don't feel much of anything toward you at all. I just don't want you to do anything that would ruin my plan, that's all. Your plan? What plan? Ever since I was a little girl, I've had the same dream of the perfect marriage. My husband would be a kind, handsome man making tons of money working at a big company. His parents would be just as kind, and his mom would never give me any of the typical crap that women give their daughters-in-law. And I would live happily ever after with my husband providing for my every need. That's what I've always wanted to have, and I am not letting you get in my way. I can't help but notice that you've already had your dream come true. My brother is a kind and handsome man who makes a good salary at a good company. My parents are super kind, and my mom would never do any of the typical abusive stuff you see in soap operas. Isn't that everything you just said you wanted? Exactly! I'm just a few hours away from finally having my perfect marriage. And then you had to go and quit your job to be a frickin' freeloader for the rest of your life. You might have just ruined everything I've worked so hard for. What? There is no room in my perfect marriage for a sister-in-law who's an unemployed loser. Your brother and parents are perfect. I brag about them to my friends all the time. But what am I going to tell them when they find out about you, huh? How am I supposed to explain that? You could always, tell them the truth. Since I'm not unemployed, I'm not a loser, and I am not a welfare queen. Sure, working for yourself means you don't have a steady income from month to month, but I've consistently made more than I did at my old job every single month since going independent. Isn't that something you could brag about? My God, Kayla, no one believes you. You want me to lie and tell them you're a big success? If they found out you're really a loser, they'll never trust me again. Oh, and just for the record, when you inevitably go bankrupt and lose whatever crappy apartment you're living in right now, don't even think about begging Tim to support you. I will never let him give you a dime. I don't need any money from him. Even if my new gig doesn't work out as well as I planned, I'll have plenty of experience that I could use in the corporate world. All I'd need to do is update my resume and start looking for jobs again. And what happens when no one wants to hire you because your big business venture went down in flames? I doubt that will happen, but even if both my business and my job hunt don't work out well, I guess I'll have no choice but to make things work somehow. Yeah, so like I said, you're going to be a parasite on society, sucking up all the tax money that hardworking people like Tim pay to support you. I'm done talking to you. This is giving me a headache. Do not come to the wedding tomorrow. You got that? If possible, I'd prefer you skipped town and never came back. I don't even want my friends to know that you exist. And most importantly, I don't want that band to have to perform in front of a pathetic lowlife. Wow, Sandra, I guess you're really serious about keeping me away from your wedding. I am dead serious. You don't deserve to be in Tim's company, much less his family. Not only is he crazy successful in his career, he is such a big deal that he can afford to have one of the biggest bands in the world play at his wedding. He is the best thing in the world that's ever happened to me, but you are the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Tomorrow is the day my dream officially becomes a reality, and you are not going to be there to mess things up for me. Sandra, I have been looking forward to this wedding for months now. I love Tim. He's my older brother and we've always been close. Are you really going to stop me from going to my own brother's wedding? And over a misconception about my work situation? Let me put it all out there one more time. I am not a welfare queen. I'm not a loser. I am not a parasite on society. I work very hard and am doing very well for myself. I would never do anything to embarrass you or Tim at the wedding tomorrow. So please, Sandra, won't you reconsider? No, I am tired of having to tell you this. No means no. So, for the last time, you are not welcome at the wedding. I am the bride, and what I say goes. Are you really sure you want to do this? I'm not repeating myself anymore, Kayla. You say you love your brother? Well, if you really love him, then you'll shut your big fat mouth, do what I say, and stay the hell away from my wedding. Hey, what are you doing right now? Knowing you, you're probably just scrolling through your social media feeds right now, aren't you? So hurry up and get over to the chapel. You still have your invitation, don't you? I need you to come and entertain my wedding guests. Huh? What happened to our conversation from yesterday? I was under the impression you didn't want me at your wedding under any circumstances. Yeah, well, circumstances have changed. The worst possible thing just happened, and everyone is super down over here. The mood is awful, and I can't think of anything else to do, so you have to figure out some way to get everyone to cheer up. Slow down, Sandra. You lost me. Exactly what in the world is going on over there, and what do you want me to do about it? It's that stupid K-pop band that Tim booked to perform today. They just up and canceled on us. Can you believe that? I can't imagine what kind of money Tim must have had to shell out in order to get them to come. I don't know why I ever even liked them in the first place. Their music is so last week. There are way better K-pop bands on the scene right now. Oh, I see. So they pulled out at the last minute? Well, that's a bummer. I'll bet everyone was really looking forward to seeing the show. Right? Seriously, this sucks big time. Everything was going great until we got that news, and that's why I need you to come and lighten up the mood. How am I supposed to do that exactly? I don't know, you figure it out. Play the guitar or something. I don't know how to play the guitar. Yeah, and that's even better. It'll be hilarious to watch a loser like you fail at playing the guitar, just like you failed at starting your own business. Go and buy a used guitar and tacky outfit from a thrift shop and get down here as soon as possible. It's not like you have any work to be doing, so you can come and be a clown for me for an hour or so. Not that I'm gonna pay you or anything, just getting to see your precious brother's wedding should be reward enough, right? Isn't that what you wanted? Just who do you think you are, anyway? First, you spent an hour yesterday ridiculing me for my life and career decisions. And now you think that you can summon me to entertain you and your wedding guests like I'm some sort of court jester? I am not a clown, I'm not a performer, and I don't answer to you. Just shut up and get over here already. All the people here are paying the taxes that support your lifestyle, you know. The least you could do is come and tell your benefactors thank you. And remember, this is the only way I'm gonna let you see your brother get married. If you want to come to the wedding, you're gonna have to work for it. Sorry, but I'm busy at the moment. I can't work for you. I have a pre-existing commitment to a client of mine. And I'm very busy right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would leave me in peace. Huh? You know the K-pop band that canceled on you guys this morning? They called me up a little while ago and asked for help. They said they were bored and wanted to go and see the sights around town. So I'm on a chartered tour bus right now and trying to figure out which places can be privately booked in the next hour or so. Then once we get there, I'll have to translate between them and the people on site, so I have my work cut out for me today. Wait, what? Hold on. Did you just say that you're on a chartered bus with the band that was supposed to perform at our wedding today? And they called you? As in they actually know you? How is that even possible? Why would they call some nobody like you? Explain yourself. What the hell is going on? There's not much to explain. I'm just doing my job.
Well, I guess we've been working together for so long that you could say we've become more like friends than just people who work together.
What?
I told you, you were under a lot of misconceptions. For example, you thought that Tim was the one who booked them? No, I was the one who invited them.
That doesn't make sense. You invited them? How? They're one of the hottest K-pop groups. And you're just nobody. An unemployed loser. There is no way that you would have any kind of connections with a group like that.
I was trying to tell you this throughout our entire conversation yesterday, but I am not unemployed. The company I used to work for was a travel agency aimed at upper-class Koreans. Most of the work we did was for businessmen, retirees, or just people looking to take a trip overseas. But every once in a while, we'd get requests from performers, actors, politicians, and so on. People who wanted to travel without every single person in the world knowing about it. That's how I came to be acquainted with these guys.
Really?
Yeah, and they liked my work so much that they started dropping hints about wanting to deal with me directly rather than going through the company. So I took those hints, resigned from my company, and ever since then I've been their exclusive travel agent. They've even introduced me to a bunch of other Korean bands.
No way!
Yes way, name a K-pop band, I've worked with them before. And our relationship isn't just professional, I'm on pretty friendly terms with all the members and staff personally as well. Then a while back, they asked me about a brand new project they wanted help with, making a music video. Which brings me to why I was able to invite them to your wedding. They have a new song coming out that's about a wedding. For the music video, they thought it would be great to shoot the music video for the song in an actual wedding. I had told them that my brother was getting married soon, and they thought it would be the perfect fit. We were all looking forward to it, but unfortunately, you went and banned me from coming.
That's insane. Like, are you being for real? I thought that Tim was the one who got them to come. But it was really you? I can't believe it. You're really working with all the most famous K-pop bands?
I'm sure you're shocked, but I'm just gonna move along with my story, okay? Even though you banned me from your wedding, the band still had everything ready to go for filming the video. But when I told them that they would have to go without me, they said if I wasn't gonna go, they weren't going either. After all, they were only doing this as a personal favor to me. So we're just going to have to find another couple willing to let a world-famous K-pop band film a music video at their wedding. And in the meantime, I'm taking them around to see the sights of the city.
Wait, Kayla? Is there any way you could get them to change their minds? I'm really, really sorry that I told you not to come. I'll contact the venue staff right away and have them set out a seat for you, okay? So please, we would love for you to come to our wedding, along with all your friends in the band, of course. Our wedding is perfect for a music video. Tim pulled out all the stops when we were planning it. Everything is so gorgeous.
Sorry, but that's not gonna happen. The guys are already in the mood for sightseeing. You know how artists can be, right? I love these guys, but they can be pretty obstinate at times. Once they set their minds on doing something, it is impossible to talk them out of it.
No.
So yeah, I'm afraid I won't be able to come and entertain your guests for you. Maybe you could try and play the guitar instead of me. Anyway, we both have a lot of work to do, so I'll go ahead and take my leave from this conversation now.
Kayla, are you there? I thought that you weren't coming today because you got sick or something. Now I hear that Sandra banned you from coming?
Well, yeah, that is what happened. But do you really have the time to talk about this with me right now? What happened to your wedding?
That can wait. I have much more important issues to sort out before it moves forward.
Yeah? Like what?
Sandra had been pretty down since this morning, which I totally understood. You got sick and couldn't make it, and then the band you invited to come along canceled on us. But then, just a few minutes ago, she started looking like she had seen a ghost or something. I was worried about her, so I went up to ask her if she was okay, and then she started screaming at me at the top of her lungs.
About what?
About you! We were in the middle of the reception, and all of a sudden she grabbed me by my shirt collar, and she was going on and on about how I should have told her more about your work. I mean, sure, maybe I hadn't told her much about you, but still, what the hell?
Uh-oh.
And all the other guests were just as confused as I was. I finally managed to get her to calm down, and then she told me everything. That she lied to me when she said you were sick, and that the truth was that she had told you not to come. Also, that she never would have done that if she had known that you were friends with the band.
Wow, she really told on herself, huh? But for real, she was literally grabbing you by the shirt collar? That's pretty nuts. I guess she realizes just how badly she screwed up.
Then it's true? She really was lying to me about why you weren't coming? It's still hard to believe she would lie to my face like that.
If it would help, I can send you screenshots of our text conversation. I already have them saved. I was shocked too when she suddenly banned me from coming the day before the wedding. Oh, and she also called me a welfare queen, if you can believe that. Well, believe it or not, I'll send you those screenshots too.
What? Sandra actually said that to you? What has gotten into her?
I don't know either, but it seems like she really doesn't understand freelance work. She thinks it's on the same level as being unemployed, apparently. She said that having an unemployed loser and parasite on society like me at the wedding would be humiliating.
Oh my God.
And that's not all. Just a little bit ago, she told me to come and entertain the guests for her.
What? She told you to come after banning you last night?
Ridiculous, right? But it's true. She told me that I should go and buy a guitar from a thrift store and play it in front of the wedding so everyone could laugh at me and lighten up the mood.
This cannot be happening. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm literally speechless.
I'll send you all the screenshots of that, too. Trust me, I haven't even told you the half of it. She was really laying into me. Her ranting didn't really make a whole lot of sense, but the gist of it is, she has a dream of a perfect marriage with a perfect man and perfect in-laws, and I don't fit into her fantasy life. And yes, I have screenshots of that too.
Okay. I think I need to go and have a little talk with Sandra. And the wedding isn't on pause anymore, it's canceled.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Tim.
No, Kayla, you have nothing to apologize for. None of what happens next is your fault, so please don't worry about anything. I'll come by your place sometime soon to give you a proper apology in person for what happened yesterday and today.
You don't need to do that, but I know you'll come anyway. That's just the kind of guy you are.
You know me pretty well, huh?
I am your sister, after all. Well, have fun talking to Sandra. I'll start sending you those screenshots now. Give me a second to find them all. What am I gonna do? The wedding was canceled! Oh, this sucks. Look at the bright side, Sandra. Since you guys hadn't actually gotten legally married, you won't have to go through the trouble of getting divorced. Isn't that great? Great? How is any of this great? I wanted to marry Tim. But thanks to you having some weirdo job, he's furious at me. I'm gonna apologize to him, so you need to help talk him into forgiving me. Don't you know anything about the man you were going to marry? I told you how obstinate these K-pop guys are, right? Well, they're nothing compared to Tim. That man is laser-focused like no one in the world. That's how he climbed up the corporate ladder in his company so quickly. What are you saying, Kayla? That I should just give up on Tim? Give up on my dream? Yep. Doesn't seem to me like you have any other choice. You will never be his wife now, and the sooner you accept that, the easier it'll be for you to move on. What am I gonna do? All your band member buddies are single, right? Could you introduce me to one of them? You have got to be kidding me. I'm serious. How else am I gonna get my dream marriage? Even if I wanted to, which I don't, I can't. They already left to go back to Korea. No! The plan was to go back home right after the wedding anyway. They're busy guys. Now, I have to work this afternoon, so I'll leave you to sort out the ruins of your life. Good luck in your future endeavors, Sandra. I hope you find a new dream husband for yourself. Sandra and Tim officially broke off their engagement soon after that. Sandra did her best to make excuses for herself, trying to claim it was all one big misunderstanding. But once Tim showed her all the screenshots of our conversation, she ran out of excuses pretty quickly. She gave up on marrying Tim, but apparently she still had some fight left in her. She tried to sue the band for breach of contract. She wanted me to send a letter to the band in Korea saying that they caused her massive emotional suffering by canceling the wedding performance. The problem, though, she doesn't speak Korean. So who do you suppose she asked to translate it for her? Me. This is just between you and me, but I charged her double my usual rate. Obviously, she can't sue them, but she just doesn't know that. And as long as she's willing to pay me to translate her pointless threatening letters for her, I don't see any reason to tell her.
Emily, are you okay?
Sarah? Not really. I'm kind of in shock right now.
I heard Jake left the house.
How did you know? I haven't told anyone yet.
Oh, is that so? Sorry. I must have mixed it up with a TV show I just saw recently. The show had a similar story where their husband just left.
A TV show? That's oddly specific, but yeah, it's true. Jake's gone.
What happened? Can you tell me more?
When I woke up this morning, Jake was nowhere to be found. His clothes, his laptop, everything important just gone. He's not answering his phones or texts. I'm really worried, Sarah.
That's terrible. Have you tried contacting anyone else? His friends or family?
I called his company and they say he already quit. I had no idea he was even thinking about leaving his job.
He quit his job too? Wow, this is serious. Do you have any idea why he might have done this?
I don't know. We've been having some issues lately, but I never thought it would come to this.
Issues? What kind of issues, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, he's been really distant lately, always working late, barely talking to me when he's home, and I hate to say this, but I've had this gut feeling that he might be cheating.
Oh, Emily, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Have you found any evidence of cheating?
Nothing concrete, just a little feeling. Just little things. Mysterious texts, always guarding his phone, but I still love Jake very much. I can't believe he'd just leave like this.
I understand you love him, but Emily, don't you think this might be for the best?
What do you mean?
Well, let's try to look on the bright side. Isn't this your chance for that divorce you've been wanting?
Divorce? What are you talking about, Sarah?
Come on, Emily. You and Jake have been fighting a lot lately, right? The last time we went out for drinks, you were complaining nonstop. You even said you might be better off divorcing him.
I only said that because I was drunk. I didn't really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Sure, things have been tough, but I never seriously considered divorce.
Are you sure about that? Because from where I'm standing, it seems like Jake's made that decision from you.
I don't know. This is all happening so fast. I still can't believe he's really gone.
I know it's hard, but maybe this is a blessing in disguise. You deserve better than someone who just abandoned you like this.
But what if something bad happens to him? What if he's in trouble?
Emily, he quit his job before disappearing. This was planned. He's not in trouble. He left you.
God, when you put it like that, I feel so stupid. How did I not see this coming?
Don't blame yourself. Sometimes we don't want to see the truth when it hurts. But now you need to think about it yourself.
What am I supposed to do now, Sarah? I feel so lost.
First things first, you need to protect yourself legally. Have you considered filing for a divorce?
Divorce? It feels so final, but I guess you're right. I need to think about myself now.
Exactly, and who knows? This might be the fresh start you need. There are much better guys out there for you.
You really think so?
Absolutely. To be honest, I never thought you two worked out from the start.
Really? Why didn't you ever say anything?
It really wasn't my place, but since we're being honest now, you and Jake were never a good match. Jake is an elite employee at a big company and you're, well...
I'm what, Sarah?
Well, you're just a temp worker who couldn't cut it in your last job. Don't you think that created a bit of an imbalance?
Wow, I can't believe you'd say that. Is that really what you think of me? A failure?
I didn't say you were a failure, Emily. I'm just being realistic. You quit your last job because of a workplace issue, and now you're barely getting by as a temp worker. Don't you think that might have contributed to your problems with Jake?
I guess you're right. I am a failure in life. Is that why Jake got tired of me? Did he think I was a failure too?
Now, don't be so hard on yourself. I'm sure that's not the only reason, but it probably didn't help.
I feel so worthless right now. Maybe Jake was ready to leave me.
Don't say that. Look, why don't you focus on moving forward? You should forget about Jake and look for a new happiness. If you divorce him quickly, I'm sure you'll have a much better future.
You're right. I need to stop wallowing and do something. Thank you, Sarah. I'm feeling a bit better now.
That's the spirit. Oh, by the way, I have some news that might cheer you up even more.
What is it?
Would you like to come to my wedding?
Your wedding? You're getting married, Sarah?
Yes, I'm sorry for announcing my marriage at a time like this, but since you're my childhood friend and I really want you to come, I think it might be a good change of pace for you.
Oh, wow, congratulations, Sarah. Of course I'll attend your wedding. If it's my dear childhood friend's wedding, I simply have to celebrate it. When is it?
It's actually quite soon, in 2 weeks to be exact.
2 weeks? That's so soon. I had no idea you were even dating someone seriously.
Well, it's been a bit of a whirlwind romance, but when you know, right?
I guess so. Wow, I can't believe you're getting married. Who's the lucky guy?
Oh, I'll meet him at the wedding. I want it to be a surprise.
A surprise? Come on, Sarah. You can't just leave me hanging like that. At least give me a hint.
Nope, no hints. Just trust me, okay? It'll be worth the wait. Now, promise me you'll file those divorce papers ASAP. I want you to come by my wedding as a free woman, ready for new adventures.
Okay. I promise I'll file for divorce. It's going to be hard, but you're right. I need to move on.
That's my girl. I promise my wedding will be just the distraction you need. It'll be a day full of surprises.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for being here for me, Sarah. You're a true friend.
Of course. That's what friends are for. Now go file those papers.
Sarah, your wedding is beautiful. I'm so happy for you, but where's the groom? I still haven't met him.
Oh, he'll be here any minute. In fact, here he comes now.
Wait a minute, Jake. What are you doing here?
Emily, it's been a while. Thanks for coming to our wedding today.
Your wedding? What's going on? Where are you at Sarah's wedding? And why are you dressed like the groom?
Can't you tell by my outfit? Today's mine and Sarah's wedding. Thanks for divorcing me so we can make this happen.
What did you say? So you were really betraying me? Jake, I can't believe this person you were cheating with my childhood friend Sarah.
Isn't this more interesting than a normal reveal? Well, are you surprised? Our surprise was a huge success.
Don't give me that crap. What do you mean surprise success, you idiot? Don't act all happy after betraying someone.
It's a great reaction, as expected of Sarah's idea.
Sarah, don't you have anything to say to me? Do you know how I felt when the married life I was looking forward to suddenly disappeared? I was even worried about you when you were suddenly vanished.
Who cares about the feelings of a woman I left behind? Besides, I never asked you to worry about me.
You're the worst. You can't even say a single word of apology to me. How can you act like this after betraying someone?
Actually, I feel fantastic. I managed to smoothly divorce my low-level wife. I've succeeded in changing jobs and my salary has skyrocketed. On top of that, I got a wife who's way cuter than you.
What did you say?
You know I quit my previous job, right? Actually, I was headhunted by a famous foreign company. From now on, my salary will double to $200,000 a year.
It's increasing that much at once?
Well, I'm an excellent elite employee. It's only natural for me to be offered such a salary. But with such a high-level company, I need to level up myself too. I'm sure all the employees there have high-level successful wives. So I had to level up my wife to match them.
You're lying. You couldn't seriously have abandoned me for such a stupid reason.
It's a damn important reason. I heard that in my new company, they're often home parties at the boss's house. It's normal to bring your partner to those events, but if I brought you along, I'd be embarrassed. Unlike you, Sarah's cute and a great conversationalist. I'm sure she'll be useful for my career advancement.
Wow, Jake, I can't believe you're such a horrible person. To think part of me was worried about you even after the divorce. What a waste of time and energy. I hope you're happy with Sarah.
Oh, we'll be happy, alright. Even without you saying it. Anyway, enjoy the wedding today. It's your important childhood friend's wedding after all, right?
How was the surprise? Were you shocked? I bet you were floored by this unexpected reunion.
Don't mess with me. You pretended to be so sympathetic and supportive, but all along you were secretly having an affair with Jake.
I was quite the actress back then, wasn't I? Jake might laugh at me, but I even pretended to be worried about you. Maybe I should try out for some acting auditions.
Come to think of it, you even knew about the divorce papers. I thought it was strange, but now it all makes sense.
Thanks for being so easily guided into divorcing him. Thanks to you, I can now marry him and have this wedding.
So I was just being played by the both of you?
You were so funny back then. Even after the divorce, you keep thinking about Jake and crying. All your worrying and crying was for nothing. He's never coming back to you.
I wish I could tell my past self that there's no need to cry over such a terrible man.
I'm really sorry for stealing your husband. Don't worry, though. I'll be sure to enjoy your share of the happiness. Be a darling and give us your blessing, sweetie.
By all means, I hope you're happy together.
What? Have you lost your mind? There's no way you actually meant that. Don't try to act tough, you dumb loser of an ex-wife.
That's not true at all. I'm wishing for your happiness from the bottom of my heart. Lord knows your newlywed life with $300,000 of debt isn't going to be easy for you. Work hard together and be happy, okay?
What? $300,000 of debt?
I can never handle that kind of newlywed life, but I'm sure you two will be fine. I'll be cheering on you as your childhood friend.
What's going on? What's this debt about? Jake, do you really have such a huge debt?
Huh? I guess it's hard to believe when you hear it so suddenly.
Stop joking around and explain quickly. What's this $300,000 in debt? It's debt Jake accumulated from failed investments. He lost a lot of money and tried to recover by using even more money. As a result, he ended up with a total debt of $300,000. You've got to be kidding. Why didn't you tell me about something so important? Because I only found out after the divorce. What? Really? I had no idea Jake was into investments. Then suddenly it's divorce and he leaves me. And next thing I know, debt collection notice starts arriving. This is really too much. Why didn't you tell me right away? You should have reported something that's important immediately. At the time, I didn't know you were the other woman, so I had no obligation to tell you he was the... But we're childhood friends, and we've always told each other everything since we were little. That's true, Sarah. That's exactly why I deliberately didn't tell you anything. Huh? It was my own way of being kind by not reporting it. I was already making my parents worry because of the divorce. I thought you were worried about me too. I didn't want to make everyone worry with me even more, so I didn't tell anyone about the debt. Not my parents, not you, not anyone. Kind? Kind's the last word I'd use to describe this. You screwed me over big time. By the way, the debt is all in Jake's name. I checked multiple times, and it seems I have no obligations to pay it after the divorce, so you and Jake worked hard on repaying it together. Okay? There's no way we can repay $300,000. Well, don't think about it. Difficult things for now. Today's your wedding day after all. I'll enjoy myself for today.
Hey! What's going on, Emily? Explain to me right now.
Huh? I'm the one who needs an immediate explanation. Suddenly canceling the wedding and sending everyone home. What's gotten into you? I was looking forward to it. What's going on?
There's no way we can have a wedding in this situation. Sarah is freaking beside herself. Why did you have to tell her about my debt? How am I supposed to have a wedding with a crying bride?
Oh no, was my surprise too extreme for her?
More importantly, answer me quickly. I was sure I pushed all the debt onto you, so why do I have to pay it?
Huh? You left a note with the divorce papers, remember? You said you'd give up your right to property division in exchange for me agreeing to the divorce ambiguity. That means I get all of your savings due to the prenup we signed, remember? Which means the $300,000 debt went to you, and your savings went to me.
Wait, what? I didn't think that was what the note meant. I was trying to extend an olive branch, damn it. So you're entitled to all my savings now? What the hell? Wait. Surely that must mean the $300,000 debt is all yours too, right? I don't have to repay anything, right?
I'm sorry, dear, but I only inherited the savings. I didn't inherit the debt you created.
Huh?
In other words, the debt is yours. Too bad. Your attempt to push into me failed. Good luck with your life of debt repayment.
What do you mean? How is it that you can take all my savings and not get a single cent of the debt? That shouldn't be possible.
Actually, it is possible. Apparently, the condition of property division on our prenup refers specifically to property, and debt, being a negative asset, isn't considered property, so it's not something I have to inherit. Do you get it now? I didn't know the details, so I got the help from a lawyer. Usually, gambling-related issues are a bit of a gray area. You see, gambling debts can be subject to property division because there's a possibility of positive returns if you win big. But in this case, you were doing it behind my back, so I was safe. Since I knew nothing about it, I don't have to inherit it.
It's not fair! God damn it! I could have just carried on gambling a little longer. I thought I could escape from the $300,000 debt. Oh man, what have I done? I just gave you all my money for nothing.
Thanks to that, I'll be able to live comfortably for a while even after the divorce. Well then, enjoy your new lives together. There's no way we can repay $300,000. I properly divided the assets. He's the one who said he'd give up his shares. Besides, I've already used it all, so I can't return it. What? What did you use it all on? I bought a small house. I decided to use all of the savings for that. What did you say? I always dreamed of living in my own house, but Jake was always so stingy, so I had to hold back. So I went ahead and bought a house. It's even more comfortable than I imagined. It's fantastic. Don't mess with me. We're in a situation worse than hell here. Why are you the only one living happily? Oh, is that so? You should know. We started getting more and more debt collection notice towards the end, and one day, the apartment owner saw them. He said that people like Jake aren't welcome to stay in his property. What are we supposed to do now? Why don't you try convincing the owner? You said you changed jobs to a foreign company with a $200,000 salary, right? Tell them that repayment will be easy so they can relax. Like hell he's on a $200,000 salary. It turned out it was all a lie, or rather, he fell for an obvious scam. I never thought Jake could be such an idiot. A scam, you say? Oh, wow, this just keeps getting better. I couldn't write something this hilarious.
Hey, wait a minute.
When he was in a daze after losing money on investments, he got a recruitment email. Apparently, he was transferred $5,000 for interview fees. You've got to be kidding. Why would the one being headhunted pay $5,000 for an interview? And since when does anyone ever pay to be interviewed? He was so preoccupied with the debt that he couldn't think straight. They told him it was normal for foreign companies based in America, and he believed it. He just went ahead and transferred the money. Seriously, Jake, is this true?
Well, I thought it was a great opportunity.
Today was supposed to be his first day at work, but when he went to the building address, there was no company there. That's when he finally realized it was a scam. So you're saying he's an unemployed man with $300,000 in debt? Your husband is in serious trouble.
Shut up! I'm your ex-husband, remember?
We became strangers the moment we divorced. I'm so glad I separated from such a terrible husband. This is infuriating. You're just a pathetic woman who was dumped by him and you're a miserable woman with $300,000 of debt. But that's okay. Don't you dare mock me. Come on, hurry up and help us out. We're in financial trouble, so lend us some money. Huh? We've been childhood friends since we can even remember. Of course you won't abandon us, right? No way, that's impossible. I have no intentions of helping you. Goodbye. What? How can you be so cold? It's okay, Sarah. I know you're shocked, but cheer up. Rather, think of this as an opportunity. Don't mess with me. How am I supposed to see this as an opportunity? Don't give such ridiculous advice to someone drowning in debt. But those are the words you said to me earlier when I was in shock about Jake leaving me. You gently encouraged me with those words. Thanks to your advice, I felt a little better back then. That's different. I was just trying to comfort you. And now I'm trying to comfort you. Isn't it funny how things work out?
This isn't funny at all. Not one bit. We're ruined.
Well, that's not my problem anymore. You two made your bed, now lie in it. Emily, please, we really need help. Can't you lend us just a little money to get started? I'm sorry, but no. You betrayed me, both of you. Why should I help you now?
Because we're family. We've known each other for years.
Family doesn't betray each other like this. You're not my family anymore. What about our friendship? Doesn't that mean anything to you? A friendship built on lies isn't a real friendship, Sarah. You pretend to comfort me while stealing my husband. That's not what friends do.
Come on, Emily. Be reasonable. We can work something out, can't we?
There's nothing to work out. The divorce is final. The debt is yours, and I've moved on. That's all there is to it. But what are we supposed to do now? We have nowhere to go. But that's for you to figure out. Maybe you can ask Jake's parents for help.
My parents? They'll kill me if they find out about this.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem to me. Good luck with that. Emily, please, we're begging you. Just a small loan to help us get back on our feet. I've already said no. My decision is final. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a new life to live.
You can't just leave us like this.
Watch me. Oh, and by the way, thanks for the memories and for the house. Goodbye and good luck with your new life together. Emily, wait. No more waiting. I've waited enough. Goodbye, Sarah. Goodbye, Jake. I truly hope you'll be happy together.
This can't be happening.
What are we going to do now, Jake?
I don't know. Maybe we should try talking to my parents after all.
Do you think they'll help us?
They're not going to be happy, but we don't have much choice, do we?
I guess not. God, how did we end up like this?
I'm sorry, Sarah. I really messed up.
We both did, Jake. We both did. After that, I never heard from the two of them again. According to rumors, they were soon evicted from their apartment and lost their home. With no other choice, they ended up moving in with Jake's parents. Somehow, they managed to get a room in the detached house and are now both job hunting. However, Jake's pride is so high that he's been causing job placements agents a world of trouble, demanding that they quickly introduce me to a company with an annual salary for at least $100,000 with work I enjoy. As a result, as you can probably imagine, he's having trouble finding work. Last I hear, they're currently working part-time at a bar, struggling to cover living expenses and debt repayments.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Listen to this. Listen to this. I'm going to be getting married now. I plan to have a wedding this year sometime, so make sure that you're able to come out and see it. Congratulations, Gabby. Of course I'll make sure to set some time aside to be there at your wedding. Just make sure you send me the date when you have the chance and I'll mark it on my calendar. I'm sure this is your first time ever being invited out to one of your friends' weddings before, right? You've always been such a gloomy person with only me as your friend, right? Consider it a privilege to be getting invited out to my wedding now. And you can thank me for giving you such a privilege by gifting me a really generous present. I suppose this is my first time ever being invited out to a friend's wedding before. I'll be a bit nervous about it, but I'll do my best to celebrate you and your big occasion. I'll be waiting for your invitation to come in the mail. Wow! So this really is your first time then? With all the friends I have, I think I've been invited out to at least 10 different weddings. And 3 of them I've been bridesmaids for. What? You've been to that many weddings now? And have had the chance of being a bridesmaid 3 times? Since you haven't even been to one yet, that means you don't know how to RSVP or anything like that, do you? Well, allow me to teach you a few things so that you don't come looking like an idiot. As a friend of mine, you have to make sure to come with a $5,000 gift to me. $5,000? Well, first of all, I know how to RSVP for things like a wedding. But I've never heard of anyone having to give that much to their friend on their wedding day. And that's because you are a gloomy person with no other friends besides me. You have no idea what kinds of gifts you're supposed to be giving. I've never been invited out to a friend's wedding before, but I have gone to one of my cousin's weddings before. There I learned that even family didn't have to give all that much in terms of gifts. Maybe somewhere close to $500 worth at the most. So when it comes to friends, somewhere between $200 to $300 should be enough, right? When it comes to normal friends, that amount is totally fine, but I'm different. Huh? To you, I'm your one and only super important friend, right? So when it comes to something like your one and only super important friend's wedding, you should be willing to give me close to $5,000 as a gift. You happen to know nothing at all, and if it weren't for me, you'd be completely screwed. So you expect me to bring you $5,000? I've never heard about anything like that. Huh? Why do you keep talking back to me like that? If you're going to continue acting like a penny pincher, then I'm going to take my invitation back. What? Besides me, there are no other friends that will be inviting you out to their wedding. And if you are to ever get married in the future, I won't be coming to your wedding. Stop talking like that, Gabby. Then stop talking back to me like that and get ready to come out to my wedding. And make sure to RSVP properly for it and bring what I've asked. I am the only person willing to invite a gloomy person like you to come out to my wedding, after all.
Hello, and nice to meet you. This is Gabby's fiancé, Eddie. And you are her friend, Lacey, right?
Nice to meet you, Eddie. This would be Lacey. I'm really looking forward to your guys' wedding coming up here.
Thank you. Actually, regarding that wedding we have coming up, there is something I'd like to ask from you. Do you have a minute to talk with me about it right now?
You have something to ask from me?
I want to surprise Gabby with a really nice video at our wedding. And in order to do that, I'd like your help with some of it. And that is why I got into touch with you today. I feel a little bad coming out of nowhere like this and asking you to do me a favor.
Oh, a surprise video would be wonderful for her. Oh, if there's something you think that I could help with, I'd be glad to.
Hearing you say that to me makes me a whole lot more confident now. I have been thinking of some things that I'd like to have in the video for her. Gabby happens to have a lot of friends, but there were too many for her to invite to the wedding, so some had to be left out. So those friends that aren't able to come, I like to have messages recorded from them and put into the video.
That's going to be a wonderful gift and surprise for her.
I know that it would probably be better for me to go each and every one of those friends and ask this from them, but I haven't been able to get all their numbers. And having to go all over social media asking her friends on there would take even more time to do. Actually, Gabby doesn't really use any social media to begin with, so...
Now that you say it, that makes sense. I only know her phone number and nothing else.
I believe that the only person I can really ask to do this for me who knows all her friends is you, Lacey. So could you please help me out there by going and chatting with all her friends for me? As a friend of hers, you happen to know almost all of her friends, right?
Actually, Eddie, I'm a pretty introverted person, and when it comes to friends, the only one I have is Gabby. When she came to the school I was at in high school, she was the first friend I ever made and her first friend in the school. But when she and I went to different colleges, we stopped talking for a little while. So I'm not really sure who all she's friends with at the moment.
Is that right?
But as a friend of hers, I'll try my best. Having to deal with the wedding itself is already a challenging thing, so you can leave a lot of the video up to me.
Thank you, Lacey. Then please, do your best with that surprise video and all the messages in it for me. And of course, try your best not to let Gabby find out about it.
Go home right now. I want you out of here before this wedding gets going. Hey, what the hell is this about, Gabby? You were the one that invited me to be here today, so why is there no seating available for me here at the moment? And why was I taken and told to leave this wedding venue? Well, I'm really disappointed in what I did. I made a small mistake with the number of guests I invited here to my wedding, and that led to there being not enough seating here today. Then why not have them bring out one more seat for me to sit near the back? It's not as simple as you think, though. If I do that, then the balance in this place will be off. And having to ask for catering to bring enough food for one extra person would also be tough. Thinking about it, just kicking a person out of my wedding is a lot faster than trying to figure something else out. And you decided to have me kicked out? Because today is supposed to be a very bright and beautiful wedding, and I want to make sure I have all the most beautiful and smiling people here with me today. So the most basic, I should actually say the most gloomy person here has to go. No way! I've been looking forward to coming to your wedding today for so long now. I wanted to come and celebrate my important friend's wedding, and I made sure to buy myself a really cute dress for today as well. No matter how you style yourself up, you'll always be a gloomy person deep down. That same gloomy character that you had all the way back in high school still comes out all the time. That's so mean, Gabby. This is how you're going to treat one of your friends who came all the way out here for you today? And you're not even going to apologize for doing it? I'm sorry. Your one and only friend's wedding of all things, and I'm kicking you out of it. But even if this is such a terrible thing for you, I still happen to have plenty of friends coming to celebrate with me today. Kicking you out won't be a problem for me at all. I see. To me, I viewed you as a really close and kind friend of mine. But to you, I'm nothing more than another person you happen to know, huh? So please, hurry up and go home already. This wedding is going to start up here really soon. Understood. Oh, one other thing. What happened here today is to stay between you and I, all right? If everyone were to find out that I had to kick out a guest of mine over a mistake I made, I'd be really embarrassed. You tell everyone that asks why you're leaving that you came here uninvited, and that's why you're having to leave now. Excuse me? That would make the most sense to everyone, right? I never asked for a gloomy woman to be here today. I will not have someone come into my wedding today acting like they're my friend when they weren't even invited here in the first place. All right, I'm going home right now. Get lost, you loser! You are not meant to be a part of my bright and beautiful wedding today. But you did come all the way out here, so make sure to leave your gift for me up front before you go. You may be gloomy, but you're still a serious person, so make sure to leave me that $5,000 I asked for. You think I'm leaving anything for you? I am not leaving anything I bought as a gift for you today with you after you just said those things about me. And I sure won't be giving any of this money to those extras now. What? Now, like you were asking me to do, I'm heading home. Enjoy your wedding with whoever remains after we're gone, because I'm telling you right now that most of your guests aren't staying. Wait right there! What the hell do you mean when you just said extras? Stop talking like a madman, please. Why are you getting all worked up now? And I wasn't saying anything crazy there, just the truth, right? All of those people you had sitting there ready to watch your wedding today are all strangers, right? They're all extras you got together for your wedding today. Why the hell do you know about that? And with a reaction like that, you've now confirmed it. Where the hell did you hear about that? What else do you know about this? Tell me everything you know right now. Actually, your fiancé, Eddie, he asked me to make a surprise video that we'd play for you at the wedding today. He told me that due to there not being a lot of space, a ton of your friends couldn't be invited. So he asked me to get in touch with all those friends that couldn't come and record some messages from them. A surprise video for me? So I got to work reaching out to all your friends about it. First, I started with all your friends from back in high school, but they all turned me down because they said you weren't their friend. What? Now that I think about it, you were always hanging out with me back then, right? And when in school, you only ever talked with me and not to anyone else. That was because I felt bad for you being all alone. I wanted to make you feel a bit better by treating you as a friend. So stop trying to make it sound like I didn't have any other friends back then besides you, please. And I thought the same thing at first myself. And that's why I started to ask everyone from our class back in high school. But every single one of them told me they weren't close to you at all. They would all say that the only friend you ever had was me. I was the only person that ever seemed okay with talking to you, apparently. What? These are all things that I was told by the people I asked from high school. And to make things even more awkward, some of them wanted to talk with and hang out with me, but every time they tried to come up and speak, you'd get in the way. You would always get in their faces and tell them to leave me alone, which left them feeling like they could never come up to me. And they also told me that any time they'd try and talk with you, you'd just roll your eyes at them and walk away. That never happened. I was never that kind of a person back then. Unlike a shy person like yourself, I had tons of friends and still do. And that is why I went back even further and tried talking to people that went to middle school with you. What? But they all said the exact same things to me. They all said you were never their friend and that they had nothing else to say about you. Some even told me that you always sat alone in the classroom and never went up to anyone asking to be friends. You're lying, right? You went and talked with all of those people from back in middle school, too? And let's not forget about those that you went to college with. I was able to manage finding people that you were in the same classes with and same clubs with. What? They all regarded you as the lonely-looking student. Some said that you were so shy that you were kind of like a ghost that just floated around the campus all the time. Seems like you're more like me than you thought. The same me that you would say has no friends and is a gloomy person. Don't you compare me to you. I am nothing like you at all. Tell me, what makes you different from me then? Just like me, you don't have any friends, right? You're just like me, being so shy that the only friend you could make was another person, just like you, right? And that is why you had to hire people to come to your wedding as extras today to play the part of being your friend. No, wait, all in order to fool your fiancé today, right? I was originally going to tell him that I didn't have the resources needed to make the video for you today and that it was all my fault. But since you just kicked me out of your wedding like that, I no longer feel the need to lie like that for you. If anything, I'm going to tell him the truth before I take off. I'll say that I couldn't find any of these friends you were talking about, and then I'll let him know that you hired too many extras to be at your wedding today, and that's why you kicked me out. Please don't say anything useless like that to him. He still thinks that I have all these friends and that I'm a very outgoing person. I was not able to do the one thing Eddie asked me to do for him. I need to apologize for that and tell him the full and honest reason as to why. With that, congrats on the wedding. I hope you feel happy with all these extras celebrating you today instead of the only friend you ever had.
Just a second ago, I received your message from the staff. They told me you couldn't finish the surprise video. All because you weren't able to find any of the friends that Gabby was talking about before? What's going on here? Is it true that all of her guests here today are paid extras?
That's right, every single one of them. Gabby was just trying to make herself look good by saying she had all those friends. But in reality, she's just like myself, being a rather introverted person who was too shy to really talk with anyone at all.
No way. She was always bragging to me about how she had all these friends. She would show me all these presents she'd get from her friends on her birthday, and would leave all the time to go out to dinner with them.
I'm pretty sure that all of those were lies too. I really tried my best to search for her friends, but not even the people she works with would call her one.
No way.
but her not having that many friends isn't a bad thing, is it? So could you please not blame her for that? I'm going to put my phone down now.
Hold on a second, Lacey. Can I ask you one more question before you go? Is Gabby really your friend? Rather, she treats you as a really good friend of hers, right?
As far as I'm aware, she's a very close friend of mine. Ever since high school, we've been very close and always hung out.
Then, could you please tell me what you think of Gabby as your friend? I don't think her not having many friends is a bad thing. Not at all, actually. But the fact that she lied to me about all of it has really shocked me. Even going as far as to get a bunch of paid extras together for the wedding today. I've lost a lot of faith in her all of a sudden.
I don't blame you after she lied to you as much as she did. And when it comes to how I view her, of course I enjoyed a lot of memories with her in the past as a friend. But there have also been a lot of memories of her where she'd speak poorly about me.
What?
She would say things about how if she were never around, I'd be hopeless, and things about how, unlike her, I was a really gloomy loser. All sorts of terrible things came out of her mouth aimed at me. She's the kind of person that enjoys talking highly of herself while treating everyone else around her like they're worthless without her. And she's also the kind of person that doesn't feel sorry at all for kicking their only friend out of their wedding.
Thank you for being so upfront about all that. I was worried about hearing a lot of those things. But after having heard them, I feel a lot better. I'm so sorry about what's happened today. As her fiancé, I promise to make this all up to you later. I think I need to go and have a word with Gabby now about all of this.
Don't worry about me, and go have that chat with her, please. I'll be going now. How could you do all of this to me? Because of you, yesterday was the worst day of my life. In the end, my wedding was canceled, and my fiancé said he was going to rethink making me his wife. In other words, it sounds like Eddie will be breaking up with you then? He's going to stop working on those papers for your marriage, right? He told me he can't trust a woman who is fine with lying so much about herself, and he said it was insane of me to pay for all those extras to come and act like my friends. Things would have gone a lot better if you had never made those lies about having a bunch of friends. What's wrong with not having a lot of friends anyway? If I didn't have a lot of friends, he would have never wanted to go out with me, though. Unlike me, he actually has a ton of friends because he's popular. And on his days off, he's always going out with all his friends because he's just that outgoing of a guy. In order to get him to like me, I had to act like I was just as popular as him. You were just trying to make yourself look good then. Eddie never cared about the amount of friends people like you had. Yet you went and lied anyway about having all those friends and taking it all way too far. And the outcome of that is your current state. Shut up, Lacey. Don't you dare start preaching to me, you gloomy loser. Now, you listen here. This is all happening because you opened your mouth about it. Having my wedding canceled on me and my fiancé wanting to leave me are both your fault. You take responsibility for all of this right now. Good point. Then allow me to take responsibility by cutting ties to you now. What? Goodbye forever, Gabby. I promise to never mess with your lies ever again. I know this may still not be enough, but I'm sure that over time you can make up some new lies without me having to get in the way. Wait a second, please. If you cut ties to me and stop being my friend, you're going to be all alone. You are just like me, having no friends at all and being too shy to make any others, right? And that's where you're wrong, because that was the me of the past. I'm totally different from back then. I happen to have quite a few friends now. What did you say? Back in school, I was very shy, and you were my only friend. But when we graduated from high school, I went out of state for college, right? At that time, I gained a lot more confidence and started to talk to all kinds of people. Because of that, I made plenty of friends and a lot of people that I can share my hobbies with. I think I have around 15 friends now who I'm close to. No way. You're lying, right? A gloomy loser like you has friends? Yet to me, you're all I have. Why do you get to have other friends besides me? Goodbye now, Gabby. You and I are still pretty young, and it would be really sad to spend the rest of your life all alone. I pray that one day you'll find yourself a new friend as well. No, don't go. Wait, Lacey, don't cut ties to me like you're saying. I'm asking you to please keep me around as your friend forever. After that, the talks about getting married with Eddie ended for Gabby after he went to her house and got the engagement ring back from her with his parents. Of course, she cried for him not to leave her, but ultimately, there was nothing else she could do, as both of her parents had already spoken with Eddie, planning this whole thing out. And because the wedding had to be canceled due to her lies, Eddie asked that she pay for everything from the wedding itself to the cancellation fees. And as for those extras being paid, Gabby's plan was to use that $5,000 from me to do just that. But having not gotten that money from me, she was left with 15 very upset extras that would soon get the money they asked for from putting her even further in debt. Not too long after that, Gabby started to message me some more, asking for us to get back together and for me to never leave her again. But I never responded to any one of her pleas towards me and left every single one of them on read, and will continue to do so. Although, to be honest, I'm better off just blocking her, as I did say I'd take responsibility for her wedding by leaving her life forever, so... According to all the rumors I've heard about her life a few weeks after everything, besides leaving her place to go to work, she never goes out of the house. And a lot of her coworkers have told me about how she'll come into work these days talking to herself about how nobody wants to be her friend, and that she'll continue to lock herself inside her room until the end of time. Many of them seemed a bit worried about those kinds of things that she says and have already started complaining to HR about it all, asking that she be helped. But who really knows for sure if there is any way to help her now, besides sending her to therapy to try and get her to open up and socialize a little. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Excuse me, Lily. What is this invitation for? This doesn't look like the place I said I wanted you to have the wedding at.
I'm sorry, Kimberly, but there were a lot of people booked at the place you recommended that we have our wedding at. And it was the kind of place that required large numbers of people. And the website said to at least have 200 guests.
Well, you can get that amount of people together for your wedding, though. After inviting not only close family and friends, but everyone you knew from school and from your work, you'll have that many guests. And when it comes to my family, we have plenty of family members that we can bring along, and close to 25 cousins alone.
You really want that many people coming to our wedding, though?
If anything, not inviting a lot of guests would be strange. I'm sorry. For a family like yours, you don't have a lot of people in it, right? With you only ever having your mother around, you're missing all the family that your father would have had.
That's very true. And when it comes to my mom's family, it's pretty small, so there wouldn't be a lot to invite to the wedding for me.
So in other words, you went ahead and chose another venue because you didn't want to be embarrassed on your wedding day, right? Even though your mother-in-law went through all that effort finding you the perfect wedding venue of all places.
It had nothing to do with me not wanting to be embarrassed. I told you already that there was a lot of people already booked for the place, and that they asked while we invite at least 200 guests to it. We plan on only having close family and friends at the wedding, so that wouldn't do. We don't really like standing out in front of a bunch of people anyway.
But the wedding is where you're supposed to. The reason you hold it in the first place is to have as many people as possible celebrating it. However, you're saying you want to host a tiny little wedding of all things. I feel bad for my son Jack now.
Why?
There is only ever one wedding in a person's life, and I want for my successful son to be celebrated by as many people as possible on his big day. Yet for some reason, he's getting married to his fatherless woman. And because of that, his chance to show off to so many people is being ruined, and made another small get-together like all those simple couples have for weddings. I feel so sorry for the kid.
But even Jack said that he'd like to have a smaller wedding.
He's only saying that in order not to cause any trouble for you. Deep down, he's like any other man who wants to throw a massive party and be celebrated by all. I wonder if my son would be able to change to a better woman to make his wife. One who actually has both of her parents still. He does not need someone like you as a wife. I know that.
What?
This is what happens when you only have one parent raising you. He's going to have to sacrifice himself in order to deal with all the crap you've brought to the table now. I really do feel so sorry for the boy.
Kimberly, don't get started again with all those insults about my mom and I, please. And right now, we're not even talking about my family or how I was raised. So let's get back to talking about the wedding, shall we?
Shut up! I will not have a poor and fatherless child like you talking back to me like that. I guess you really weren't raised properly then. You don't even know your own position in the society right now.
What are you talking about? I am just wanting to get married to the man I love, and you just happen to be the mother of the man I love. So please stop talking to me in a manner as rude as that.
Huh?
Also, you need to stop calling my family poor like that as well. I get that you don't like the kind of background that I have, but you are starting to make fun of my mom now as well. Go ahead and say what you like about me, but you leave my mom out of it.
I know that you are all poor in that household. All of you single-parent families are nothing more than moneyless beggars.
Excuse me?
The job of a mother is to give their kids all the love in their heart. Things like money are what the man of the house is for, the father. But because you had no father, your mother had to go out and work all the time, leaving you at home alone. And there is no way a woman who works is making more than a man could. You were raised in a lazy household with no money and no love in it at all.
My mom made sure to love and support me better than anyone else could have. I never had a bad memory about my life when I've been with her, and there was never a moment where I regretted having her as my mom. I had a very good life as a child and a teen with her, and had everything everyone else my age had.
Stop trying to act all tough, you fatherless heathen. Now you're just getting all sassy with me, which is something I'll allow a wife of my son to be. I'm going to make sure your marriage doesn't happen anymore. Actually, I've already found my son a woman that is perfect for his class.
Stop saying such stupid crap like that. You can hate me all you want, but you do not get a say in the marriage your son has. And I'm going to marry him.
Well, my son happens to understand everything I tell him, and he's only agreeing with what you've chosen right now. Soon, he'll be agreeing with me again, and we'll be looking past you. Hey, Jack. Would you like to come out with your mom for lunch sometime? Recently, you and I haven't been able to have the mother-son bonding time we used to have.
What? Kimberly?
Come on now. Don't call me by my first name, please. I understand that you plan to get married soon and have a family of your own, but I'm still your mom, right? I will always be your mother forever, so please, continue calling me Mom. You can even call me Mama like you did when you were a little rascal.
What?
Listen, Jack, you and I can go get something for lunch together at the start of next month if you'd like. I actually happen to have a woman that I'd really like for you to meet.
What are you saying right now? You do realize that at the beginning of next month, I'm getting married to Lily, right? That's our wedding then.
You can put something like that on hold for a bit.
Huh?
Just say that you can't have a wedding that day anymore. I understand that in this day and age, something like that is hard to do, so you are more than welcome to cancel last minute on Lily if you'd like. Give an excuse about how you become sick or something.
Is this woman you have for me really worth canceling my wedding over in order to meet?
I put all of my marbles together looking for the perfect woman for you. She happens to be the daughter of a CEO as well. She has a great education, and her character is phenomenal. She is the perfect woman for a man like you. I think you'd be far better off with someone like her as your wife.
In other words, you're asking me to jump over to her and leave Lily behind? There's only a month left before the wedding and everything, and you're asking me to do the absurd.
I'm asking you to meet with this woman for me because I don't believe in you getting married to Lily. A CEO's daughter like her is 100 times better than that Lily is for you. If you do meet with this other woman and still want to be with Lily, then I guess you really do love her. Then I will never say another thing about you two ever again.
Really?
I'm just worried about you is all, Jack. I want you to have a marriage that won't fail you ever in the future. And that is why this is the one and only thing I'm asking you to do for me. Just meet with her one time for me. And if you still choose to be with Lily, then I'll make sure to pay for your wedding being cancelled or delayed.
If that's what you're wanting, then I understand. I just have to meet with her once, right?
That's all I'm asking. Thank you so much, Jack. The fact that you're listening to me still shows that you really do love me, and I love you too. I'll get in touch with them right now and set up a date for you two. I'm sorry, Lily. I'm not going to be able to come out to your wedding today. Something very important just came up that I must be at.
Something more important than your own son's wedding. Today is our wedding, all right? So shouldn't this come before anything else?
Well, this is something very important to me. And it's not like you're even going to be able to have that wedding anyway. I've never heard of a wedding being held before where the groom isn't present. Since that's the kind of wedding you'll be having today, then there's no problem with me not showing up to it, right?
Huh?
Actually, it's not just me skipping out on the wedding, but my son as well. Sounds like he's not feeling too good right now. He said that he's been worried sick about getting married to a fatherless child like you, which is why he asked me to tell you that he wants for today's wedding to be canceled.
I don't think that Jack would ever ask for something like that.
If you don't believe me, then take a look around at your wedding venue. My son shouldn't be anywhere inside that place. Perhaps he's even out right now with a really special woman having some coffee in this point in time.
Excuse me?
Anyway, now that you're aware of that, I'm going to be heading out. My son and I are both not showing up today, and I promise you that we won't be showing up for you no matter how much you beg for us to come. Forget about that marriage, please.
We never invited you though, Mom.
What? So don't worry about letting us know that you have plans more important than my wedding?
Never wanted you to be here today, so this isn't a problem for us.
A what? You just call me Mom, Lily. Huh?
But don't hurry your way out to that cafe. I already talked with that woman about what was going on, so you can go there, but there won't be anyone else to meet. Now have yourself a good coffee, all alone.
Wait a second, please. What? What the hell is going on here? Why are you using Lily's phone right now? Does that mean you're actually at that wedding venue already? You promised to come out with me to meet this woman I'd found for you, right?
Jack told me he never made that promise with you. I was just acting like him at the time and made that fake promise.
What?
So, you never did realize who you were texting then? Actually, when you were talking with who you presumed to be Jack about that woman you found for him, you were really talking to me. You told him to cancel last minute on our wedding, and then go out with you to meet that woman, right? A CEO's daughter, correct?
What was that?
I was pretty shocked to hear all of that from you. Never thought there could be a mother in this world willing to do something so horrible to her son. And then you went on about how I would beg for you guys to come here. Well, I was the one that made this whole plan up with you, and there's no reason for me to beg for any other outcome now.
No way. How could I have made such a mistake as that?
I was going to tell you who I was at the very start, but then I thought about how if I blew my cover there, you would come up with another plan to try and ruin this wedding another time. So I just decided to play Jack that time and get you to make a plan that was never going to happen. And then I thought to myself how I didn't want someone like you coming to our wedding later. Really, I thought it was the perfect chance to get you to stay away from the wedding.
Huh?
So after I had faked being Jack and made that fake promise with you, I told Jack about everything and showed him the text you were sending me. And when I told him about how we wouldn't invite you after that, he was really happy. He told me that he would feel a whole lot better not having you at the wedding. So then and there, we both agreed to keep you off the guest list. You really are such a wonderful mother, aren't you?
I'm not screwing around right now. You've been making fun of me this whole entire time. Don't think you can get carried away now just because you kept me away from that wedding.
I'm not getting carried away, though. I was just keeping everything a secret from you until today, so that you wouldn't show up. And both Jack and I made sure to have your husband involved in this as well. He helped Jack explain to that girl you found what had happened and why she shouldn't go to the cafe with you. I was never going to get carried away with any of this because that was the only plan I had.
You have to be kidding me. You talked with my husband about all of this as well? And you told that young woman about this? All of that work I put in. I put in so much work finding that girl for my son to marry.
Yep. She really was such a wonderful young woman. When I was talking with her over the phone, she told me how bad she felt that I'd have a mother-in-law like you. And as a thank you for saving her from ever seeing you in person, she sent me some high-end shoes in the mail. She told me that whenever I wear them, I'll be reminded of how I saved another sister's life.
What?
So, with all that being said, please go and enjoy that other plan that popped up for you. You don't have to come to our wedding today, and after this, we're going to be cutting ties to you.
You're cutting ties to me too?
Both Jack and I decided that that was the best option. We don't want to deal with you anymore, Kimberly. And right now, Jack is next to me saying he's wanting to vomit after he just had a talk with you.
Why would you say something like that, Jack? I was just doing all of this for your happiness.
If you want for him to be happy, then allow for the two of us to have a great wedding and marriage. I was the one he proposed to and asked to be with for the rest of his life. I am the one that he chose, yet you are going against the one person he is most happy with. all for your own biased reasons.
You shut the hell up. I am against you marrying him because you were never raised the correct way like he was. Because you only ever had a mother raise you. You don't know what the love of both parents is like, and you have never been punished by both parents either. I have no choice but to say no to him marrying you, because you are nothing more than a useless child to the society.
If that's what you're gonna say, Mom, then I think the same thing about myself. I never knew what the love of both my parents was like.
What?
I never felt any love coming from you, only from Dad. If anything, I feel like I was raised in worse conditions than Lily was.
What the hell are you going on about right now, Jack? You were loved by both your father and I more than anyone else could be. We made sure to raise you to become the most successful man ever. I was always by your side and never let you once get into any trouble, right?
Are you kidding me? All you ever did was force me to stay inside all day while you left the house to go play.
What?
You were always leaving me with a babysitter while you left the house for close to 10 hours a day. When I was still young and would cry over small things, you wouldn't coddle me. You called me annoying and told me to shut the hell up. And that's why you never stuck around the house with me and hired so many babysitters. When it came to Dad, he had things like work that kept him busy all day so he couldn't always be with me. I'm pretty sure there was a reason for leaving me at home all the time like that as well, right?
Hold on,
You only ever came back home to start raising me after I'd finished elementary school. You came back for me then because I was older and no longer needed all of your attention, and then you started to try and act like my mother.
You remember a lot from back then, don't you? I thought you wouldn't be able to remember anything from when you were little.
I remember it all so well because I was always lonely and sad. I didn't even get to experience things like eating my mom's cooking like Lily has. And whenever I was sick and needed to stay home from school, you never said that it was okay. Instead, you forced me to go. I had to grow up never knowing what it was like to have parents around me who cared. And yet Lily still loves me. Someone like me who had no parents. So I ain't listening to the crap that comes out of your mouth about our marriage.
How dare you talk to your own mother like that?
Who are you calling my mother? You're not even willing to come out to my wedding today. Are we done here? I don't see you as my mother, and I never want to see you in general. I'm cutting ties to you right now. So when we have kids, and when you need your child to support you in old age, you can forget about trying to contact me, because I'm not ever letting you into my life again.
What am I going to do, Lily? I was told by my husband last night when he got home from your guy's wedding that he wants a divorce now. And then he kicked me out of the house. And when it turned night, he didn't let me back inside.
Well, there's no reason for someone to let you back into their house when they're getting a divorce from you. From what your husband has told me, you're nothing more than a stranger to him now.
No way. To be divorced at an age like mine, and having to lose my house now is too unbelievable. Hey, Lily, I'm coming over to your place right now. Would that be all right with you?
What?
I don't have anyone else to ask for help right now. I promise to stay quiet and not get in the way of your new married life to my son. So would you please allow me to come and live with you?
Did you forget that yesterday was the start of us having cut ties to you? There's no way we're going to let you into our house.
Then you stop cutting ties to me, right? I get that I did some things wrong along the way, having been scared of doing things like raising Jack and always running from him. But as his mother, I've always loved him and still do. If I have to actually lose my son like this, my heart is going to be torn to shreds.
Kimberly.
Being from a house where you only ever had your mother, you can understand how horrible this is for me, right? You understand how precious the bond between a mother and her child is, right? No matter what happens, the mother should always be with her kids, right?
Good point. Considering that I only ever had my mother around, I do understand very well. Things like family are what the mother should be worried about most.
Lily!
Which is why a mother who doesn't put her family first and support them is no longer a mother at all. In that moment where they stop thinking about their family as everything, they become nothing. So could you please give up now? Your relationship you had with Jack was severed the moment you started to leave him home like that all the time to go out and play.
What?
It was only ever my mom and I in the house. And that's why I'm able to understand just how important it is for the child to have their mother, and the mother to raise their child. That's what a family really is. Even if I had my father around during all that, the family would still revolve around the mother's love for her kids. It's all about that love and support for one another. But for someone like you, who is only ever around when she needs help, that makes you anything but family to someone like Jack.
No, wait. Lily? Are you pretty much saying that I'm being abandoned now? That's so cold of you.
I'm sorry, but I never knew what it was like to be loved by both my parents and raised in a way you don't agree with. That might be the reason why I'm so cold at times. Sorry, I guess. But unlike Jack, I'm never going to cut ties to my mom, which means that I'm still warmer than someone like him who had both his parents around growing up. That's all. Goodbye forever now. After that, there were no more notifications on my phone from Kimberly, as I believe she had learned her place. And soon after that, her husband was able to get that divorce he had been wanting from her, and they were no more. Like she said to me, he would be taking the house and everything in the divorce, only leaving her with one of the cars and all of her furniture that he didn't even like. And so, after he had loaded up the car for her with all of her junk, he threw the keys out the window to where she was laying in the yard crying and told her to screw off. Then, only once after that happened, she sent a message to Jack saying that she was so sorry for the mother she'd become and for never loving him enough to prove that they were family. And then, she proceeded to say that one day, she hoped that he'd be calling her his mama once more and that they'd be able to see one another again. But Jack didn't even give her a response to any of that and left her on read, blocking her number right after that. I know that I'm pretty cold for what I said to his mom before I stopped talking to her, but what he did there was ice cold for sure. From rumors I've heard, after the divorce and everything, Kimberly made a move all the way back to her parents' house. But back there were all of her old classmates from back in the day, who had families of their own now with grandchildren and all, and the sight of that made her feel even worse. And so, to this day, she has closed herself off from the world and spends all her time inside the house, never leaving it for anything.
Hello, Em. This is Karina. Are you really over at my parents' house right now, living with them? From what I've heard, it sounds like you're living there with both my mom and dad and my little brother. Long time no see, Karina. A lot actually happened that led to us having to live with them. I told you so many times now not to go living with them, yet you still did it anyway? I told you to say no to my parents no matter how many times they both asked. My dad was going off about how it has to be the oldest son that lives with them and that you were being too audacious, right? Yet even still, you made sure to say no to him, right? That time was very tough for both your brother and I, considering how intensely they kept talking to us. They had me in that room for close to 2 hours and went on and on about how I needed to act as a wife. Just like that, both my parents went into in-law mode on you. Did that eventually get to you and cause you to finally give in to their requests? How lucky. I am finally able to relax now and get the divorce I'd always been wanting. What? Divorce? Karina, are you going to get a divorce now? When we last saw you at our wedding, you and your husband seemed so close to one another. And there's been a lot going on with myself as well recently. In my house, there are 3 children running around, right? And I have been a housewife this whole time, so even though I wanted to get a divorce, I could never do anything. I wanted someone to be there for me to take my kids if I were to get divorced from my husband. What? Are you hinting at me right now? No matter how you try and think about it, you're the only person I can rely on for something like that, right? There was no way I could leave my 3 kids in the hands of my aging parents after moving back in with them. And also, I didn't want to come home to them always preaching to me about how I need to do a better job raising my kids. But if there's now a younger woman in the house, I can just have her take care of the kids without a problem at all. In other words, I'll be like a slave? Living back at home with my parents means that I won't have to pay for rent or anything else. And if I get to have a slave of my own to boss around, then I can make living as a single mother happen. Now, I'm going to get divorced from my husband as soon as possible. Hold it right there, Karina. Bringing something like that up right now is not all right. I have never cared for any children before, and calling me your slave? I
have to start working on this divorce, so don't keep me waiting. This is the reason why having the oldest son and his wife back in my parents' house is the best time for me. Hold on. When it comes to the wife, your one and only job is to serve him and the rest of his family, right? And that includes your husband's older sister. Now, I have a divorce to make, and right after that, I'll be coming back home to all of you. Get everything ready for my return, please and thank you. What are we going to do, Seth? I'm about to be screwed over by your older sister when she gets back here.
What? What are you going on about right now, Em? Did my parents go to you again saying a bunch of bullcrap?
This time it wasn't your parents, but Karina who came to me speaking loads of nonsense. She told me that with me living in your parents' house now, she can relax and get a divorce.
Huh? Get a divorce?
Karina told me that she wants to divorce her husband. She's been wanting to do it for a while, actually, but she has her 3 kids, which have been holding her back from making the choice. But now that I'm home with your parents and you, she thinks she doesn't have to worry anymore and can come back here to us. And she told me that I'll have to be the one to take care of her 3 kids once they're all moved in. She told me I'm going to be like her slave from now on.
Hey, hold on for a second. This is all coming at me too fast. I don't fully get what's going on here. To start, does my sister really want to get divorced now? What kind of merit is there in divorcing such a loving and kind husband as the one she has?
I'm not sure what's all been going on at their house, but she told me she's been thinking about divorcing him for a while now, and that's what she's finally going to do now.
Yes. And her reason for making that choice is because you're not living here with my parents in their house? That's... the hell does she think she's thinking, wanting to come back here and use my wife like that?
For some reason, she may think that I've been reformed now or something.
Huh?
Well, before we never once talked about moving in with your parents before our wedding, right? Yet recently we moved in with your parents, even though we turned them down so many times before. She thinks that I might finally understand what it means to be your wife or something, and that's led her to believe that she can do whatever she wants with me.
Huh? You have to be kidding me. We're not with my parents right now because we want to be here.
Your parents were just being so rude about it all the time that we just gave in and moved into their house, right? Actually, I kind of respect the both of them for being so dang persistent. I thought to myself sometimes that if they could be turned down that many times yet still ask us over and over again, they deserve to hear a yes for once.
Sure. What are you talking about, Em? We didn't give in to any of this. We just did this to get those 2 to shut the hell up. I am thankful that they both paid for part of our wedding and everything. But that was just a trap, it seems. And they told me if we leave this house now, we have to pay all that back to them.
And they said we had to pay it all back to them in one lump sum if we wanted to leave. I really thought that when your parents shut up for a bit there, they gave up on the prospect of forcing us to move in with them. But they started coming at us even harder before we chose to come here.
We had no other choice. Or else I'll be deaf in both my ears right now. And if my older sister's moving in with us, with her 3 kids in tow, I'm out. Like seriously, I'm out of this house and the family. I can't deal with all that. Having to stay at home for work already?
How old were they again? 4, 2, 3 months or something like that? No way the inside of the house would ever be quiet again for you. And for me to have to become their babysitter without any experience taking care of kids at all?
Hey, Em? You want to just get the hell out of my parents' house?
What? But we don't have the money to pay your parents back in one lump payment, right? Your parents paid around $30,000 for our wedding, and since we just had to get that new car, we don't have anywhere close to that right now. We have at least another $10,000 we need to save up, right? And considering we have to pay them back in one go...
And here's the thing. I have that extra $10,000 we've been needing to pay them back with. I hit a small jackpot through the lottery and got $10,000.
What?
This will destroy all the savings we have. But I'd rather start from square one again than have to live with both of my parents as well as my older sister and her 3 kids. Don't you feel the same way about that?
What are we going to do, Seth? I had a $10,000 jackpot on the lottery numbers I bought as well. To think we'd be fortunate enough to hit a $10,000 jackpot at the same time? You and I must be a really lucky couple.
Now we have more than enough to get the hell out of your parents' house, enough to even pay for a moving truck and all.
Once we have a date and a place picked out, let's go. We have to do this in a way that neither of my parents will be able to notice. And we need to get out of here before my sister moves in.
Please do your very best for me starting today, Em. I was able to get that divorce taken care of in a day, and now I'm home. What? You already took care of the divorce and are home now? I really wanted to come back to my parents' place as soon as possible, so I got myself a lawyer who could handle everything for me within a couple of hours. I'll be getting tons of money from my ex and child support as well, and now that I have myself a babysitter right inside my own home that I can abuse, I am set. Starting today, I'm going to just lay around and relax all I want without any complaints from anyone. Karina, you don't plan on getting a job or anything? I kind of thought you'd be leaving your 3 kids with me so that you could go out and work a bit. I'm a housewife, so I shouldn't have to do anything called working a job. And in this country, being a single mother means that I'm able to get my hands on all kinds of money. I also have the child support for 3 kids coming in, as well as not having to pay any rent to live here. So there's no reason at all for me to be getting a job right now. What? What about the cost of sending your kids to school soon? Well, if that's going to be a problem, there's always the inheritance from my parents, right? Everyone in my family is known for living very short lives. So by the time my first kid is ready for school, my mom and dad should both be out the door. That is a really poor outlook you have on things. I love being back home. I've also been able to free myself from my ex's really annoying talk about how I need to do better when raising the kids and doing the chores. So with that, in order to let me enjoy this heaven, you need to do everything I say. Please and thank you. I need you here to take care of all 3 of my kids right now, as well as get me some ice cream. Right now, I'm feeling like eating at least 5 things of Baagen-Dazs right now. So you really are using me like a slave. Is that really the way you want to think about me? Well, considering you are my brother's wife and new to the family, you are our slave, right? Today starts your time as such, so be ready to do everything we all say.
Her and I have already moved out of there.
What?
Didn't think you'd only take a week to get a divorce and move back into mom and dad's. Thank God we made the right choice of getting out of that house this morning. The fact that we both hit those jackpots and now this? We are some lucky people.
Her and I? Is this you, Seth?
Right. I wasn't going to let you treat my wife like that anymore, now that I had a great glimpse of that the way you like to harass her. I took the phone from her, and will be texting with you now instead. She also has a lot of work to do yet, as we are still unboxing everything here.
What do you mean by having moved out? You both are still living at her mom and dad's house, right? And that means Em has finally learned her place as the wife of the oldest son, right? So what the hell are you talking about when you say you moved out?
You really thought that either of us ever wanted to move in with mom and dad? No way did Em or I want that to happen. But the both of us continue to be harassed by those awful parents of ours, and we ended up moving in as a last resort to get them to shut the hell up.
What? What do you mean they were harassing the both of you?
At first, Em and I were lied to. They said that if we moved in with them, they would pay for part of the wedding costs we still had left over. But when everything was paid off and we thought we could finally relax, both mom and dad changed instantly. They told the both of us that they were just lending us the money for part of the wedding, and that we had to pay them back in one lump payment or else we could never leave. But of course that wasn't going to happen. So we had to stay with the both of them up until this morning.
That's what happened there? So neither you or Em learned your lessons about being the oldest son and the wife of the oldest son?
What the hell are you talking about? I hate families that think they can always tell their oldest son to do whatever they want, all because they were the oldest. I was always told that because I was the oldest, rather their only son, I had to go to college close to home, and that when I got married, I would have to move my wife into the house of mom and dad. And that I have to be the one to take care of those two when they got too old to do anything themselves. I'm sick and tired of those two's BS.
Sick and tired of it, but you are their oldest son.
The only reason you agree with that is because you are too much of a lazy bitch to do anything yourself. You're always making me do everything for you, all because mom and dad would always say that I had to as their son. You made me work like your slave when we were younger. You always said that it was the brother's job to take care of their older sister. None of that even matters, considering you're the older sibling and should have been taking care of me. Yet instead, you just sat around using mom and dad's influence to make up rules all the damn time.
I may have been doing that.
I'm done with all that. I just paid both mom and dad back all the money they lent to us, which means we no longer have to live with them anymore.
Then from now on, what are we going to do? The plan was to... I thought that Em would still be around, so I chose to come back home. Who's going to take care of the kids for me?
How about their freaking mother does that for them? Not what? That's your responsibility as a mother, isn't it? You're not going to slack off and make someone else do your job.
But I had a plan for all of this. I would be getting all that child support from my ex and could relax and enjoy life at mom and dad's house. And by having Em take care of my kids, I could get off easy doing nothing at all.
Then give your kids back to your ex. You already came to me about what happened in the divorce and about how you forced all the kids to go with you. I was just on the phone with your ex a second ago. He said that right after coming home from his business trip, both you and the kids were nowhere to be found. All there was a divorce form saying that the matter had been dealt with already. Yet he had no clue what that was about.
You're kidding me. He's already back from that trip? He told me he planned to be gone for more than a week on that trip.
He was worried about how the kids were faring and came home to check on them. He told me that you rarely ever took good care of them and would just sit around the house all day taking naps.
What?
I heard about everything from your ex, Karina. You were so selfish that you forced your husband to do everything and it was wearing him out. And it sounds like your reason for the divorce was very self-centered as well, wasn't it? You both got married under the pretext that you'd both be working. Yet after the wedding, you went and quit your job and became a housewife. And what did you say after your husband found out about that? You said you'd be going back out and working after you had your kids. Well, you had 3 of them and still have not gone back to work. Actually, you made sure to keep getting pregnant so that you could use it as an excuse not to work. And now you're getting a divorce over him asking you to do more than just sit around? Your reasoning for it is that you can get child support from him every month and use that to relax all day long?
You're joking, right? That jackass told you all of that, too?
Tell me, what do you actually think of your husband and kids? I think having him come take those 3 away from you right now would be the best thing for them. You need to be the one paying that child support instead of him.
Hold on a second. Something like child support isn't what the mother should be paying.
Are you brain dead?
Something like child support is only paid by the father to the mother, right? Even if I don't take the kids, he should still be paying me for those things, right?
Jesus Christ, you really are brain dead, aren't you? I'm a bit shocked to learn that my older sister is actually disabled that way. I'll go tell your ex this, so he can bring it to the court's attention right away. You're too unwell to be taking care of any kids at all.
What?
I'll let him know you're back at mom and dad's house now. That way he can make his way over to get the 3 kids from you. Now, I have to go back to helping Em with the boxes. Please take care of mom and dad for me.
Please, Em, help me, please. Not only are we in-laws, but we're sisters as well, right? And you should be coming to help your older sister when she's in trouble.
What's happened to you, Karina? Is there something troubling you over there at your mom and dad's place?
Everything is troubling me right now. My ex-husband is taking all 3 of my kids away from me. And to make matters worse, he's asking for me to pay child support now.
That's kind of how that sort of stuff works. If he's going to be taking care of all 3 by himself, then you're legally required to pay child support to him. Even if you guys are divorced now, you still have a responsibility to your kids, and paying child support is that responsibility.
I am not screwing around right now. With all 3 of them in mind, I'm having to pay my ex $1,500 a month.
You're only paying him $500 per kid? That's actually a really low price he asked for, so you should be able to pay that off, no problem.
That's not all, though. He told me when it comes to things like their birthday and Christmas presents, I'd have to be responsible for those too.
Well, that's what most divorced parents agree on. As their mother, you should be more than happy to get your children presents on their birthdays and on Christmas, right? Right? Even if I wanted to, that kind of money is impossible for me. I have been a housewife this whole time, having to go from not paying a dime to paying $1,500 a month, and also having to buy their presents 4 times a year. That is way too much for me to have to deal with. Well, you were the one that decided to have 3 kids, right? Sitting there complaining about it all now isn't going to magically make money appear out of thin air either. You need to go out and find yourself a job right now. At least you no longer have to care for your kids, so you have the time to go searching for work. But I don't have the time to search for a job. Both of my parents were just admitted into the hospital. Having to go back and forth is already taking up most of my day now. Both of them are in the hospital right now? What the hell happened to the both of them? Did they both come down with some kind of a serious illness? Well, they're not sick with anything. Rather, they both got hurt at the same time. When I got the news about the amount I'd have to pay every month in child support to my ex, I freaked out and started to drink my worries away. And when I was close to blacking out, I went on a rampage inside the house. And, because of that, I was so upset that in my rampage, I charged my parents who were on the stairs and pushed them down. Huh? My mom ended up breaking both her wrists and can no longer use her hands. My dad ended up worse, though, landing under my mom and breaking his hip and smacking his head so hard that he has a TBI now. So you really went and did it this time, sending both of your parents to the hospital like that? Don't you dare say it like that. I don't remember any of it because I was so drunk then. Now, as you can see, I have a lot of problems at the moment. So do you mind helping me out a little? I would like you to start helping me pay for all 3 of my kids' child support. No way. What? You really expected me to say sure? Sorry that you dug your hole that deep, but I'm not going down there to help you get out. Did I sound like I was joking? After how kindly your older sister just asked you for help, why the hell aren't you saying yes? If you want to talk about why all of this started happening in the first place, you're to blame. This happened because you moved out of my parents' house without ever saying a word to me. How about you stop trying to push all that blame onto us, please? Fine. I won't ask you to pay child support, but at least give me some money to keep myself alive. When my parents have been in the hospital, I had to look at all their savings. There's a lot less in there than I thought. If you don't start supporting me, my future isn't going to be good for me. Then, like I was saying, it's time for you to go and get a job. Any job, right now. You're a dick, Em. Even though we're family, even though you're my brother's wife, you're going to abandon your older sister? Both my mom and dad want you to come and see them in the hospital. They said that because Seth is their son, he needs to come and take care of them.
Sorry, but both Em and I are banning all 3 of you. And I mean that quite literally. How about you try shutting that pie hole of yours for a change and face reality? We aren't your parents, and do not care about taking care of you.
Hold on, Seth, what the hell do you mean you're abandoning all of us?
I'm saying we're cutting ties to you guys. The fact that you're now blaming my wife for everything is enough. I really hate that my sisters and my older sister think they can just use us like we're slaves, and never say a single thanks for it.
Cutting ties to us? No way. What the hell do you think you're doing as the oldest son of this family? Do you have any idea what'll happen to us if you all cut ties?
I don't care, to be completely honest with you. It's not like you guys ever cared about any of my problems. So that kind of family love is going to go both ways here. You really care so much about
What?
So much about mom and dad and the house? How about you start to care for all of it? I'm leaving it all to you, actually. Why can't you? I got married
What are you saying? I can't do any of that.
not too long ago and have a new family now. I also have a wife to protect. What about you? You don't have a family you're caring for currently, or a house. Your ex-husband is taking care of your kids, right? Then how about you start to use that time you have to care for both mom and dad and their house? Man, you going and divorcing your husband like that for mom and dad really helped me a ton. Now, I'll finally be able to say goodbye to you 3 without having to worry.
No, wait. Please don't say something so cruel as wanting to cut ties to us. You are the oldest son of this family, Seth. I want to make you take care of this house, mom and dad, and all of my problems for me.
Peace, Karina. And make sure to tell Mom and Dad this. We're not going to see you because we don't like to be around liars and scammers. With that, they're all in your hands now. Make sure you start to pay your ex that child support for your 3 kids' sake.
When both of Seth's parents heard the word about how we'd be cutting ties to them and Karina, they both started to throw fits. But since they're both having to stay in the hospital for a while, nothing they have to say about us matters at all. With that, I had a word with Seth, and I changed my job in order to find a place closer to our new home so that we weren't having to go anywhere close to their house anymore. As for what happened with Karina after we cut ties completely, she ran back to her ex, pleading for him to take her back and remarry her, even getting on her hands and knees to beg. But his response to that was, in order to show that she really wanted to be a part of the family again, she'd first have to go a few months paying child support to him, and then he'd think about it. So right now, while having to go back and forth from the hospital to see and care for her parents, Karina is working 2 part-time jobs, making money in order to pay child support. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.